push it down.
Oh, down.
Down.
Oops. You up?
Yeah, just pull it down. That was good.
Bloody hot. Hey?
Yeah, you can take sunroof off. Open the sunroof.
Actually, that's a good idea too.
Hey, watch where. You right there?
No. I say no, and you don't do anything about it.
What do you want me to do?
Well, you ask, am I alright? I say no, and you don't do anything.
You're fine.
Look at this, pretty
you
good,
feel?
eh?
Hey, gated shifter.
Gated shifter,
Straight down.
gated automatic.
Gated
This
auto-
must be the sequential.
Yes. It's a B&N.
Hey, don't worry about the reversing mirrors. No reversing mirrors.
You know,
It's got the reverse camera. You'll hear the beep.
Yeah. I think you hear the bang. Well, first time driving an E-Type Jag.
Really?
First time.
See the bonnet like I was saying, Nick? See how
The
it's
bonnet
like
is.
you see the
you
end
can
of it?
see, you can see everything. Now I understand what you were rambling on about.
Yeah, because you didn't at the beginning, I can tell.
Oh,
hey,
it's got a bit of
kick.
kick. It's got a bit of kick.
sensitive on the accelerator on B1.
Nice. No indicators?
Yeah, it's on your right hand side.
How come?
I love the E-Type. Come on. You don't like it?
I do like it, as I said. I picked one of my dream cars.
I love the view of the bonnet. It's just gorgeous.
But even the steering wheel, look at the size.
Is it too big for
No, I think it feels right to me.
you? Right?
And for one time, you're not complaining about sitting in
No,
the
I don't
seat.
know, and I don't know why people complain at the back. It is so comfortable. It is just so good. So would you spend the money and fully restore it, get it all back like the leather, the crackle leather? Like,
I might probably do some superficial things like a little bits of vinyl that need touching, the dash top, and fix up the visors,
yeah.
and a few other little superficial things.
This is smooth though, Tucker.
For a big car, does it feel like it's a big car though?
Well, certainly the bonnet. I mean, you look out, there's a lot of bonnet.
Well, I think that's one of the
traits.
traits of it,
Yep.
and the feeling of it.
And a lot of cars copied it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's, the 240Z,
Yeah,
they
well-
copied this.
It was pretty close copy, yeah.
Yeah,
You're tuning it so easily.
it is nice. But we're in the heart of Port Adelaide. We thought we'd be able to get a spot that would take a nice couple of photos.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
When we turn.
no,
Like
I
them-
don't understand.
Like this, in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't get
worry.
it. You got a jack,
Well, that jack is...
hammer. Now that hammer is for the knockoff wheels.
Yeah.
The Italian, the English equivalent to Barani.
I love those. I love those.
Yeah,
Ones. They're my
yeah.
favourite. I was saying it before.
Sit so far in too. The typical Jag.
And I love that easy to flick the.
Yeah.
Got a fair bit of room. When we had the kids, when the kids were young, we used to put all our picnic stuff in, picnic table, esky,
Everything in there.
basket, just fat the kids sat at the back.
Yeah.
And
And we've always talked about the advantage of having something
2+2.
a 2+2 that you can use it when you're sitting in the driver's seat, whether it's a 2+2 or not, you can't tell.
Just longer
Yeah, so
door.
the doors are wider to make it
Yeah,
easier to
yeah,
get in and out.
Access, yeah.
Well,
And
that
so-
book actually that we got, we'll show you the book. It shows them side by side, and one higher
And you
than
see
the
the
other. You
height,
can see the height difference.
Stop.
And you're at the front with me,
You like
hey?
that?
At the
I
front
love
with me. Ori's at the front.
No, I love that. I actually love this car. But I've always loved the E-Type. I said it.
It's certainly a car that everyone.
And my dad loved this car. I reckon growing up, it's all he used to talk about were E-Type Jags. And so then hearing about it, as you get older, you start to look at them and understand them a bit more.
No one's going to say that this doesn't look any good.
Mate, if someone says they don't like the E-Type, it's like, well, you don't like design. What are you doing with this car's car? No, that's great. So is it everything you thought it would be? Well, what were you expecting?
Well, I wasn't sure. Look, I did think they were going to be smooth.
You did or didn't?
I did think they were going to be smooth. So, you know, the engine-wise, I've heard a lot that the Jag engines are quite smooth. And also, I went and saw a guy that collects the Jags at Tanunda. You would know him, Tucky, no doubt. There's a guy that's got, I don't know how many Jags.
Yeah.
And he started up a 1932 Jag or whatever, put a 50-cent coin on the engine and the vertically, not flat, and the coin did not drop, did not fall.
She's a cruiser.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's a cruiser. Now, if you remember, Classic Adelaide, there was one that was doing Classic Adelaide. It wasn't a 2+2, it was a 2. I wonder how they were around the hills and stuff like that. Tuck, is it good around the hills? And
Yeah, it's not bad. It's because of the narrow tyres, the adhesion limit is reached fairly quickly.
yeah,
No.
the dash will be exactly
I
the same.
think, well, in terms of the normal
Because it just
two-seater,
looks like a race car, doesn't it? With all, it's just beautiful how everything's finished though. You know, the chrome, the little lights. It's just gorgeous.
all the detail.
all that detail around every one of the knobs and just beautiful.
What surprises me really, I don't mind it being an automatic. No,
Yeah.
because of the luxury I think that goes with this car. You know, it doesn't. I don't feel as if they've got to throw it around a corner, even though the Jags came out with racing pedigree. Well, Ori, we've had such a great morning. Mick and Ori at Bennett's Classic Auctions with Tucky. Tucky, we'll find Tucky in a minute, in his beautiful E-Type Jag 2+2, so we could all fit in it. And Ori, you sat in the front.
Sat in the front, fantastic, really comfortable, an iconic car in the world of cars, to be honest.
Beautiful looking car. No one's going to say these cars don't look good. And we're going to do the podcast, which would be great. So listen to that. But this Tucky, we brought him here. He brought the car here. Oh, there he is. Tucky,
Come here.
come here, mate. 40 years ownership of this car, and he's still driving it. He bought it when it was 8 years old, and we're going to let him sit in the driver's seat because he hasn't been driving it for a while because I've been
Doesn't
busy
get to
hogging
drive
it.
it too often, so
Yeah.
thanks, Tuck, for allowing us.
All
to
right,
drive it with you.
in there,
Thank you.
Tucky. Fit straight in like a glove for Tucky.
like a glove. No.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
And remember, if your car's not a classic,
It will be one day.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.